So, yeah, how did you become Sorted Food?
It was one of those things, we've known each other for about 15, 16 years, all the way through school. We went our separate ways, went off to university, went and studied different things. And catching up Christmas in the pub when we all came back home, and basically started talking about all the stupid stuff that we've been doing whilst we were away at uni. And one of the conversations we got onto was the fact that none of us could cook. And we were eating some really rubbish stuff. Ben was training to be a chef, and I think it kind of shocked him a little bit that no one else could cook. He kind of presumed that it would be a really normal thing that people were able to do. So he started to write down recipes for us on the back of a beer mat. And basically, things grew from there. It was kind of just a really good way of trying to share these recipes with more and more people. And we tried a couple of different things, and whether it was books, whether it was touring around the country with like a catering trailer, and videos was the place, you know, YouTube is the place that we were spending a lot of our time. So we started to film ourselves and make videos of what we were cooking, and it kind of took off. So so that's how it all started, and basically it's grown from there.
And how did you get the name Sorted Foods?
I think we're all a bit confused with how the name came up. We spent ages trying to figure out what the name could be, and we were going through loads of different words and things, and nothing really seemed to fit. But we realised that we just kept saying, all right, well, that's sorted. That's sorted, that's sorted. And we're like, actually, sorted works. That works quite nicely. That's how we did that.
Right, yeah, so back to the everybody's roles in Sorted.
Yeah, there's four of us that you see on screen. First of all, I suppose, is Ben. He's a trained chef, so he's the one that's teaching us how to cook. My role, I suppose, kind of sits amongst community and chatting to people. And so I look after all that side of things and talking to various companies about any commercial deals and things like that we can try and get hold of. Barry is he's a designer, but he's also a very creative mind, so he kind of like leads a lot of the stuff that we're doing from an innovation point of view and tries to sort of push us forward in lots of different ways. And Mike is a real sort of tech head, so he films, edits, produces a lot of the videos that you see. He also writes all the music that sits behind the videos. And then we've got a couple of people that aren't on screen that work with us as well. So you've got James, who is a development chef, but also helps me out on the community side of things and answering questions about food that I don't know. And also Louise, who is a producer, editor, camera person as well.
Why did you guys make the channel in the first place?
We made the channel in the first place because it was just a very natural thing to do. You know, sort of meeting up, going out for drinks or doing silly stuff. We were always filming it. And so when the idea came up that actually none of us can cook and we need to learn, it was kind of like, well, we can't be the only people out there that need to learn how to cook. So we had a weekend away and we just started filming ourselves, making some of the recipes. And those videos don't actually live on the Sorted Food channel now. They live on an old, slightly hidden channel, but they are still there if you can find them. The videos sort of took off and people started watching them and commenting on them. And I always remember the one comment that sort of made it real for us was we got a comment on our lasagna recipe from someone in Australia saying, this is a great recipe, I just made it and absolutely loved it. And we're like, whoa, someone from completely the other side of the world has seen our video and actually acted on it and made the recipe. And that was the first thing that really sort of spurred us on to keep producing more and more videos and see what kind of impact we could have and how it could affect people's lives in a small way. When we first started making the videos, the kind of equipment we had, we kind of begged, stole and borrowed what we could. So there was a guy I went to uni with, Tom, who worked with us for a few years as sort of like a director and producer for the videos. And he had his own equipment. So he had it was a Canon, I want to say XF something or other, I'm not sure. And so we'd use that with a radio mic, and then as we progressed, we got a kitchen, like we built a kitchen in a friend's barn, like a converted barn, built a really cheap kitchen there so that we could actually have somewhere to film. And then as time went on, we sort of upgraded, and Barry managed to get hold of a DSLR, and we started using that, and basically we've just upgraded as things have gone along. But yeah, the equipment was never really top notch from the start. It was just whatever we could get our hands on, and just, well, I mean, if you go back and look at those first videos, I don't think, apart from our haircuts, I don't think like the quality was that bad. But yeah, it's obviously got better over the years. What was the goal? There was no goal in mind. Nothing had ever been created around like a commercial or business point of view. It was not even to get our names out there. It was more just what could we do with this thing? Like, you know, after we put up the first couple of videos and started getting some views on it, and the comments coming back, they were really the ones that made us go, right, we can actually make a difference here. And now, yeah, the biggest sort of drivers for us are seeing people interact with us and chat back to us, and whether it's on YouTube or across all the different sort of social media platforms, but people are sending us photos, videos, like emailing us full written recipes that they want us to feature somehow, and so the goal's not really ever changed, I suppose. It was just what can we do with this thing and how far can we take it? I think the first video that really sort of took off for us was, what was it? Oh, it was Ultimate Burger, Inside Out Burger with Charlie Sokulike and Alex Day, Neramon, because it doubled our subscribers overnight. We went from like 5,000 to 10,000 subscribers overnight because of that collaboration, and that was really the first video that got a decent number of views, and people started to sort of pay attention to us, I suppose. Yeah, it was the collaboration. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all actually, like between the four of us, we all adapted to doing YouTube full time slightly differently. So Barry was a photographer. That was like his full-time thing, was a freelance photographer. So he found some time to start building things up. Ben was chefing, so he was working in different kitchens and things. So he managed to free up some time to do it. And then for both of them, it sort of became more and more of their time rather than the other jobs that they were doing. And for Mike and I, we both had full-time jobs, and so we helped out in the evenings and the weekends whenever we could, and that's when we'd film at the weekends. But it was just over 2 years ago I quit my job to do it full-time, and about a year and a half ago Mike did the same. And it was a massive step because you've got no idea if it's actually going to work. You've got no idea if it's stable. But I think everyone was just at that point, like, if we're going to make it work, now's sort of the time, and we need to give it as much of our time and effort as we can. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. When, you know, we'll always get another job afterwards. But yeah, it's really not a normal job. Like, talk to other friends who've got real jobs, or proper jobs as I like to call them, and people just laugh because all we seem to do is muck around all day, have fun, take the mickey out of Ben, and cook food and eat it. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually quite an accurate description of what we do half the time. The other half is like really hard work, although it's not. I know it's difficult to call it work, and it's difficult to call it a job because it's not. It's fun, and it's with all of my mates, and you know, it's taken us to some incredible places around the world. We've met some incredible people. We've worked with people like Jamie Oliver or Penguin Books. We've done some TV stuff, and so like the opportunities it's opened up have been amazing. And yeah, I don't think any of us would have changed how that happened. How has YouTube changed my life? I've got a whole new group of friends, first of all. So when you see us collaborating with people, Jim Chapman, Tanya Burr, Jack and Finn Harries, those kind of guys, we're collaborating with them, but they're also friends, and we do a lot of stuff other than just filming when we see them. We go out for a drink and or a meal or something like that. So yeah, I've kind of built up this whole new friendship group, which is really cool. Obviously, it's changed a lot in terms of my lifestyle. It's not a 9-to-5 job, and if you do try to do it as a 9-to-5 job, it wouldn't work. The internet doesn't sleep, so if you're talking to people and things like that, then yeah, people are living all over the world, and you have to be available in different time zones to make that happen. So yeah, I think it's changed my life in that kind of respect. That there's now no connection between work and not work, but again, it's still not work. So it's just become my life rather than a job, which is cool. And I don't know if there's many people around there that can say that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
So what would I wanted to have known if I was starting again? I think it's the kind of things that we base what we do now on. So having a regular schedule to upload to. We upload on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock, a Friday at 4 o'clock, and a Sunday at 10 o'clock. And that's really defined. And people now know when to expect the videos. And so people are on the lookout for them, and you can build up some anticipation of them launching. So that would have been really handy to know that would have helped. I also think I would have loved to have known more about what to expect from comments and things like that coming through. So yeah, we always get told that our channel is like one of the nicest places on YouTube. Like, there's no hate, there's no shouting, anger or arguments that happens underneath our videos. And it is just one big conversation about food, which is really cool. And we actually found out last year that our channel gets the most comments, likes, shares of any cooking channel in the world on YouTube. And obviously we've had to learn a lot about, particularly me, I've had to learn a lot about how to talk to people online. You know, people have got different languages, they're not always speaking in their first language to us in English. They're in different time zones, they're talking about different ingredients and things, and so there's been quite a big learning process in how to talk to people and just learn how to have that conversation and how to grow that community. And you know, our community is incredibly cool. They've started working together to get things sorted themselves, and so we're kind of starting the conversation at the moment, and then other people are taking that conversation on and doing it themselves, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, if we could have started that from day one, it would have been amazing, but then I don't think if we'd gone through the journey that we'd gone through, we wouldn't be here either. So that's a really difficult question, is my answer.
And
the future of Sorted on YouTube. Yes, it's our home. I don't think we would ever leave YouTube. Like, we wouldn't have got anywhere on any other platform. It's just the scale of it and how people interact with it is just incredible. So no, we'll never leave YouTube. We've got some really cool plans for this year, which, depending on when this video comes out, will either be public plans or not so public plans yet. But we've got some really big, cool plans which will still involve YouTube, but hopefully take it to another level as well. And yeah, we're massively excited to see where it can go, basically. Yeah, our channel is the most engaged cooking channel in the world, and we think there's some amazing stuff that this community can do together. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah.